Hi folks, Michael Camp here. I wanted to share with you something that I did a couple days ago. I went to this conference in Nashville, Tennessee, where I am now, called AWAKEN 2023, and it was sponsored by Choir Publishing, which is my publisher of my next book that's out in July 4th, Breaking Bad Faith. And the other sponsor was Peace Catalyst International. And this was a conference that was built as a safe space to question your faith. And there were a lot of speakers that talked about various topics on spirituality. And this is a group of folks that basically have deconstructed or are deconstructing conservative Christianity or fundamentalism, and are trying to look at more reliable history and logic and so forth to come up with a better faith narrative. And what really struck me about this conference was there was a sense that there was unity among us, but not uniformity. So many times in churches, especially conservative churches, people insist there be uniformity, not just unity, so that you have to believe the same statement of faith to be in the church. You have to believe certain doctrines, and if you don't, then you're kind of looked on as an outsider and not really one of them. But in this conference, though, that attitude was not there. There were just so many types of people that were there. The only thing we had in common was that we were trying to expose toxic faith and trying to rebuild something that's a more healthy faith or philosophy of life. And there were people like progressive Christians. There were people who were just following the love ethic of Jesus. There were agnostics, humanists, atheists, a whole variety of people, gays, straight, and we just were trying to follow something with the same values that we had, which was basically love for humanity and a search for meaning in life. So I really got a lot out of that conference. I'm going to be doing a blog post about the conference in more detail, where I'll talk about some of the content and have some links in there so you could actually access some of the speaking sessions, because it was all recorded and they're on demand. So look for that in my Spiritual Brewpub blog, Pathos blog. And also, a lot of the people that were there, I've already interviewed on my podcast. Dr. Jennifer Bird, talking about what the Bible really means in certain texts. Heather Hamilton's book, interviewed her about her book, Returning to Eden. Dan Henderson, interviewed him about his book, Confessions of a Recovering Evangelical. And also I've interviewed Keith Giles, who's written many of he's written the Jesus series of books. So a lot of great content there. And I met so many people that I'm going to be interviewing in the future in my podcast. So I just wanted to share that with you. My podcast is the Spiritual Brewpub, and my blog is the Spiritual Brewpub on Pathos. And I'd love for you to check it out, especially when this content is available to watch yourself. So thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.